Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's Suzie Q Stamping on Thursday Night Card Class. This is a class that I offer for free every Thursday night here on YouTube and my Facebook page. And tonight we are going to be working with the Winter Meadow Suite collection. And as of right now, the products are available to order. However, some of them are low inventory, which means when they sell out, they will not be replenished because this catalog is going away at the end of December. So it is while supplies last. We're going to be using just about everything in the suite tonight, or everything in the collection, making the two different cards. So I'm excited about that. Remember that anything that I make, you can use it for any occasion, using it for any DSP that you have on hand, okay? Hi, Karen. Welcome tonight. Glad that you were able to join us. Hopefully, we'll have a few more people come in. Before we get started, let me announce who the winner is of last week's two projects. Last week, if you remember right, I had this really cute treat box, and when you open it up, then it holds one of those mug mixes, the mug treats, and the topping, the frosting for it. So this is a real cute little gift that you can give to somebody in the office, or a neighbor, or one of your kids that like to have chocolate cakes. So, and there's even a little gift tag that goes along with it. Okay, and last week I did tell you that because of the bulk of this, I wasn't going to make the box for you and give you the box. I was going to send you the kit. So you will have all of the materials that you need to put this box together. It's already pre-cut, pre-scored, all of that good stuff. And so you will have fun to put that together, okay? And it doesn't take any time at all. The other card that we made was a fun fold card that had a flap on it, and you opened it up like this. Hi, Terry. Welcome tonight. I'm glad that you made it. Okay, so that was the card that we made, and then the little treat project. And the winner of that is, drum roll, please. I'm waiting for the drum roll. Karen Bond. So congratulations, Karen. You won the card that was made plus the kit to make the treat box. All right. So let's get on to tonight's projects. I'm going to be using, like I said, the Winter Meadow paper for our first card, along with some of the stamps. I'm using Blueberry Bushel for my ink. I am using the tricolor gems that come with that suite. And this is the card that we're going to make tonight. So it's really simple, very easy to put together. And then it's one of those that opens up that's folded differently. Hi, Charlene. How are you? I hope you're feeling better and you got over your cold and all of that. All right, so let's go over the measurements of our card, okay? This measures 4 1/4 by 11. So you would cut it at 4 1/4 long ways and then fold it at 5 1/2. So that is our designer series paper, and that is the Blueberry Bushel. Okay, so that's been scored nice and flat. Now I have a piece of that designer series paper, and it measures 4 by 5 1/4. I have a piece of basic white that measures 4 by 5 1/4. I have a piece of the designer series paper that I just cut off a strip of the back side of the paper, and this measures I believe it's 3/4 of an inch by 4. Nope, I'm sorry, 1 1/4 by 4. I have 2 circles. Blueberry bushel was cut out of the 2 1/8. I'm sorry, 2 3/8. 2 3/8 circle, and then a piece of basic white for the 2-inch circle. So I have those 2 circles for us. Out of the dies for the Meadow set, oh, my camera just moved. For the Magical Meadow dies, I am using, or I used, let's see, get them out of here. I have got to get me some magnets. I used this die, so it's kind of like got leaves, and then there are some little berries, but we're not going to do anything with those little berries. And then I used this die. It's got the silver paper in it, and it's adhesive on the back, so I didn't take it out. And then I also used this die for the silver paper as well. So those were the dies that I used. We're using 2 of the stamps, the Winter Wishes, and then on the inside it says, "The colder weather brings us together." So this doesn't necessarily have to be for a Christmas card. This could certainly be like even for a New Year's card because it's winter time. Okay, so we're going to start out by first stamping our greeting on our little piece of white. And I'm going to grab my mat since oh, I don't need my mat. Silly me. It's one of the red rubber ones. So we're going to stamp Winter Wishes. And just remember to tap lightly on your ink pad. Oh, where are my glasses at? I think I carried them out to the living room. That's okay. I have another pair. When my drawer gets empty of all of my glasses, then I have to go start hunting them up around the house. So we're going to stamp that right in the center of our circle. So that's done. Now we're going to stamp the inside greeting with the colder weather brings us together. I like sometimes to get all my inking done so that I can close up my ink and not have to worry about getting it all over me. Very good. Okay. Then I'm taking this one stamp, and it might be easier to see on this. It's this set or this stamp right here, and it's got a little background, and then it's got trees. And I'm going to do that in Blueberry Bushel, but I'm going to stamp it off and use the 2nd generation so that it's not quite so dark, because I'll show you here. There's the 1st generation, and then here's the 2nd generation. And I like the 2nd generation better. Hi, Mary. We're doing fine. How are you? I haven't seen you on for a long time. Anxious to meet up with everybody tomorrow night at our class. Okay, so let me go ahead and stamp this. And remember, we're going to use the 2nd generation. Hi, Beverly. Welcome tonight. You haven't missed a whole lot. You can go back and watch the replay for what you have missed. And I'm going to try to line this up to where it's right at the bottom edge of my paper. I didn't get it all the way to the edge, but that's okay. It's close enough. All right, so we are all done with our ink. Let's get it put away so that we don't get it all over us. I'm going to clean my stamps real quick, or I'm liable to put the card right in on top of one of those. So what's everybody been up to this week? I know my week has been busy. At least it feels like it in my head that it's been busy. We've had revival at church, so I went to church to the revival on Tuesday night and last night. Tuesday, I got my nails done in a pretty blue and silver. Terry's been raking leaves. Yeah, I'm going to have to vacuum my yards again with my leaf vacuum, which I'm not real thrilled about, but that's okay.
But you like it better than...
I like it much better than raking leaves. I don't like to rake leaves. That's too hard on my body. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to lay down our big blue circle to the center of our designer series paper. You're cleaning for Thanksgiving. I am so kind of glad that I'm not having anybody for Thanksgiving. You use a blower, Terry? Well, Chuck got us a leaf vac that hooks up to the back of our lawnmower, and it makes it quite easy, even though my assistant didn't think I knew how to make this card. She was just wanting to make sure I didn't make a mistake. Okay, so I laid my circle down in the center, and now I'm going to take that strip of designer series paper, and you could use just a plain piece of cardstock if you wanted to, and I'm going to lay that down across that circle. So this is a real easy card sketch that you could make for any kind of card using any kind of designer series paper. Oh, Beverly, I am so sorry for your loss. Well, I'm so glad that you're going to get to go to New Mexico for Thanksgiving. Okay, yeah, I know. I've heard that, Karen. But then they lay out there and they get all nasty and the dogs bring them in and then they're all in my house, which I really don't like. Oh, you got your new glasses today. Well, that's fun, Charlene. And you've been making Christmas cards. Great. All right, so now we're going to take our piece of white that we have our greeting on, and I'm going to just put some double-sided adhesive, my Snail Plus, and I'm going to put it all over the back of that circle. And some of these sprigs, oh, that's your excuse for not raking them, Karen? That's good. Yeah, I bet it did change your plans. Well, Beverly, I am so sorry to hear about your brother-in-law. All right, so now we're going to take our blue sprigs, and I'm going to cut them off a bit because they don't need to be that long for our card. And we're going to put them right like that. Whoops. And we're going to cut a little bit off of our Pretty Peacock. This paper does coordinate with Pretty Peacock, so I decided to go ahead and bring some of that Pretty Peacock in. I think before I do the Pretty Peacock, though, I'm going to bring in our silver. And this is some of that silver glitter paper that's online exclusive that already has the sticky paper on the back of it. So, and you do want to be careful with these delicate dies that you don't end up pulling off some of their branches because they like to get stuck. And you wouldn't have to use silver. You could just use white if you wanted to. Or you could just use green, and then you could put red berries on it. And I'm cutting this off at the bottom because we don't need that much. And I'm going to put that on the back, just like so. Just like so. It doesn't like to stick. Or it likes to stick to my fingers. Now we're going to place that green piece. And we're going to stick it kind of there in the back. Yes, stick to the paper, not to my fingers. Now we're going to kind of do the same thing with 2 more sprigs. And the blue sprigs are the blueberry bushel. And I could have used adhesive backing for my blueberry bushel and my pretty peacock, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to kind of take and put some glue down and they'll stick down okay.
Anna's joining us tonight from YouTube.
Hi, Anna on YouTube. Welcome, welcome. I'm glad you joined us. Okay, so we're just going to cut this one off a tad. And we're going to kind of put it down here in the opposite corner, like so. And then we're going to take our blue one and we're going to put it over here. See, I've got that double-sided tape, so it's okay. So now we have flowers there. Did you have something to say? No? Okay. All right. And now I'm going to glue this piece on top of my blue. Stick with me, okay? And I apologize for the we might have to go out and come back. Somebody else having that problem? I know my video is locked up on my end. Anybody see Fuzzy? All right, let me try something here. I'm going to disconnect my phone from the internet. And Dorothy's phone isn't connected. There's nothing on in the house.
It's telling me check your internet.
I have a feeling that we may need to, because Chuck did
I'm back up and you're still live. All right, you're going.
Okay, I don't know what's going on. Computers, I tell you, so sorry about that, ladies. Sometimes I really dislike technology because it really just makes me sick sometimes, seeing as how. Okay, so can everybody see me now? Okay, all right, so I've gotten my adhesive on my white circle, and we are going to put that, lay it down on our blueberry circle. Okay. All right. So I just laid down all my sprigs onto my circles, and then I've got it sticky stuff on my card, of course, because that's the way tonight's going to go for me, right? Internet issues, sticky stuff on the card. Okay. Now we're going to just take and glue this. Okay, good. I'm glad that everything looks better, everybody. It's so aggravating when you're on an end where your internet stops working and you're like, okay, what do I do? And it's really bad because there is nobody on the internet tonight. We don't have any TVs going. The only thing that's on the internet is my computer and probably Chuck's phone, but he's not even on it because he's doing something else for the VFW. So, all right. Then I'm just going to adhere our inside piece that I've already got stamped. Yeah, as I drop it. Can you tell that it makes me really nervous whenever things don't go right? I'm just going to center that up the best that I can. Okay, and there is our card number 1. Oh, I forgot something. We got to add our bling. So I'm going to add some of our bling that comes with the set. And it's the Faceted Gems Trio Pack. And I'm using the ones that are kind of green. And I'm just kind of placing them wherever on the card. Doesn't really matter. I usually do 3 and try to keep them like in a triangle type thing. So that is our card number 1. I hope you like that one, ladies. Thank you, Shelley. All right, let me get this stuff all moved out of the way, and we're going to get on with card number 2, and hopefully the internet will cooperate with us. Okay. So this one we are going to make, and I know that I've probably demonstrated before. I know we did it in a class, the faux, what's going fuzzy again. I don't see it fuzzy on my end, but that doesn't mean anything. So this is the next card that we're going to make, and it's called a faux something card. My mind is just something. But I've decided I kind of put up my own little twist on it to where I didn't put my square, my sentiment right in the center. I did it down towards the bottom, and I also popped it up from the card. So the first thing that we're going to do, and we are using the white and the silver ribbon from that suite, we are going to emboss our greeting in black. I've already cut.
I don't know what's going on. Your computer says you've got 5 bars. Your StreamYard says you've got barely 1.
We're getting mixed signals over here, ladies, because My computer says that I've got 5 bars, but my StreamYard is saying that I've only got 1. I may have to stop going through StreamYard and doing just through YouTube, or not YouTube, but Facebook.
Is it clear enough in here on your side?
Well, I'm not moving, so I'm frozen.
You're just talking. It's short.
Okay. I'm good in boss, ladies. So if you don't see what I'm doing, I am just embossing my greeting in black, and I'm taking my embossing buddy that has a powder substance in it, and I'm just wiping it all over my card. And I am going to stamp wishing you a season of hope and light. Okay, shut my phone off. Am I showing up? Am I doing things on the computer?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean everybody's seeing that. They're seeing what I'm seeing on your phone, which is
jerky. All right, so I'm taking my Versamark, and if this doesn't turn out, ladies, I will remake it and just post it out there for you to watch. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp this. I do have to move it down so that I can see it a little bit. Okay, so now I'm back, Beverly, or you're back. So I'm trying to get this right in the center. Okay, and now I'm going to take my black embossing powder. And I'm just going to sprinkle my black embossing powder over my stamped image. And I'm going to do that a couple of times here so that I can get a good coverage. And you can't really tell on camera either way, but sometimes you can tell in person if you don't have good coverage for your embossing powder, then it won't give you a good look for that, because I spill that black embossing powder. And I'm just going to dump that back into my paper. All right, talks amongst yourselves, because I'm going to go turn on my heat gun. I'll be right back. Get my tweezers so I don't burn my little fingers. So when you're embossing, you want to make sure that you preheat your heat gun a little bit, and then you can put it to your paper, and you just watch the magic happen when that powder melts onto your paper and gives you a really shiny, nice look. Sometimes you do have to be careful not to overheat it, because you're liable to burn your paper. But you do want to make sure that it's all melted. So that looks good. It looks like it's all melted. Can you all see the difference from when I first started? Okay, Anna, you are on Facebook now. Okay, good. I may have to start just doing Facebook and upload. It just takes more time because I have to upload, render it, and all that good stuff to YouTube, but that's okay. That's my problem. All right, so we're done with our embossing powder. Now on the inside of this card, well, let me start all over again, okay, because I didn't even give you measurements. So we are starting with a pretty peacock base that is 5.5 by 8.5, folded at 4 1/4. So that's going to be the base of our card. And when I started designing this, what I had it to look like, but I didn't really like that. I need something that's going to make that blue snowflake glittery shiny paper stand out. So that's why I went with a black matte. And so this measures 5 1/4 by 4 inches. This is the piece of white to go inside. It's 4 by 5 1/4 inches. Okay, and it looks like I still might be jumping. The designer series paper, yeah, I don't know if I look jerky late. Sorry, it's just probably because I'm being jerky tonight. I don't know. This paper is cut at 3 3/4 by 5. And play around with some of your discontinued paper and see what you can come up with for this faux panel card. And I've taken a scrap of that paper and we're going to lay that on the inside of our card. And this is 3/4 of an inch. It measures just a little longer because it is a scrap from my when I cut my designer series paper from the 6 by 6. So I'm just going to hang it over the edge a little bit and then trim it off. I did leave a little bit of a white margin. This is where the grid paper comes in handy if I was to use it. Okay. Let's see. Who did we maybe lose out there? Give me a roll call, ladies. We've got Mary and Anna, Karen, Terry, are you still with us? Pat, I think Pat's still with us. Charlene. Okay, and I'm just going to trim off that little bitty section at the bottom. And now I know exactly where I need to stamp my inside greeting, which says for you and yours this Christmas. And I am stamping that in Pretty Peacock. And that's going to be stamped right up here, kind of close to the top, but not exactly. That way it does give you a little space to write your own note if you want to. So there's our inside. So that's really all the stamping that we have to do with this card. All right, we can go ahead. We'll just set that aside. Now, we are going to take our shiny snowflake paper, and we are going to pop this up with some dimensionals. And I have seen it where they just lay it flat, and that's okay. You can lay it flat. I just wanted to kind of give it some dimension. So I'm laying quite a few little mini dimensionals down because I'm using the black ones. And I just want to make sure that it stays where I put it. So I am so sorry about the internet issues. I will have to have Chuck check into it and see. We may have to replace our router. I don't know. It's several years old. And I know things like that don't last forever.
It's real fuzzy on Facebook.
So on Facebook, it's still real fuzzy.
What you're seeing is what everybody sees.
Ladies, I'm so sorry. I apologize that tonight's video is not very good quality. That was not my intent. It was actually, it's kind of disappointing for me. All right, so now I'm just going to lay down my greeting, and we're going to start. I've got, yeah, I know it's really fuzzy, everybody, and I'm really sorry. I can finish videoing it, and then possibly this weekend, if I get a chance, I will re-record it and put that one up in place of this one. Maybe it won't be such an issue. I have 4 pieces of black paper that I have cut at 1/4 of an inch, And so I am going to lay it down, and I'm going to start at this corner, and I'm going to glue this down. And I am going to use my silicone mat so that when it goes over, it doesn't stick to anything. And I know that there's a glare because of the shiny paper and my light. So I do know that. So we're going to lay something so that there's not quite such a glare. And I wonder if that helps. Okay. Then I'm going to take another piece of that black paper strip. And I know that when we made these in class, that we cut out the center of our designer series paper with the square. But since then, I've seen where you can do it, and I'm locked up again on my phone. So I don't know what's going on. Where you just use the whole piece of paper and you cut another piece that is your shape. So that's what I've done here for tonight, was I just cut it out of the white paper that comes with the Snowflake paper in that designer series pack. So I'm just matching up my edges of my paper. Still, like I said, it's got such a glare to it, and I was hoping that maybe that, and it's blue. You know how my computer screen looks, or the screen looks really funny with blue paper. All right, this is our last piece. We're going to edge down in here and just make sure that it lines up with our square. Just going to kind of take my bone folder and burnish all those pieces down. Make it sure that it's nice and stuck. Now I'm just going to take and cut off with my sticky scissors. Yes, it is the gremlins, Charlene. I tell you, it's just so aggravating. You know, you put time into wanting to do this, and I know that I am not the only demonstrator that has issues with the internet. I've watched many, many demonstrators, and a lot of them have issues sometimes. So I just trimmed off all of my excess paper. And now this is all trash. Okay. Now we're going to lay this down on our black. And I probably should have left just a little bit more room on my one side so that that black paper would have come to the edge of the card instead of cutting off there, but it's okay. And I'm going to lay this piece then down on our black mat. And this one's almost done. All we have to do is glue this to the front piece of our pretty peacock. Insert our inside, and we are finished. Here is that. We'll put our inside greeting in. Okay. Only have one thing left to do. That is our bow on the front. Here we are. This is such an easy card, ladies. It really doesn't take any time at all. It looks hard, and it's a wow card because people wonder how in the world did you... Oh, Mary, I'm so glad that you reminded me. Yes, I'll have to figure out how I'm going to keep it frozen from the time I leave the house tomorrow morning at 11-ish until I get up to see you. But I will figure it out. Yes, I have to remember your pie. All right, I'm going to take one of my glue dots. I'm just going to roll it and put that on the back of my bow. And now that bow is going to go right there at the bottom of my little triangle. And there we have the card, ladies. I'm going to kind of smooth out my card. I didn't realize that with my glue, I made marks, but it just gives it some texture. So there is our card. And then that's the inside of our card. Okay, so let me bring them both in. And then tell me which ones you like better. If you could see them through the fuzziness of the video. Just a reminder that I will not be live next Thursday because it is Thanksgiving, but I am going to be posting a video in the morning of some projects, some different kinds of project boxes and bags that you can make and recreate easily. Fingers crossed, hopefully I will have time to write up instructions for them. Okay, so here's the two cards that we made tonight, ladies. I love the colors too, Beverly. I love this suite of product. It is so pretty. So, and again, I do apologize. Terry, you liked the first one. And like I said, this, when I checked right before going live, all of the elements to this one is available. So that means the snowflake paper is available also. Okay, so it looks like it's pretty unanimous. Everybody likes number one. So
that means I can keep number 2 then.
So that means y'all don't want number 2 then, right? Is that what I'm getting at? Dorothy wants to keep it, so when you win next week, you only win the one. So here is the Winter Meadow Suite. Okay. This is what comes with it. And so, like I said, right before I went online, everything was available. I do want to remind you that tonight is the last night for our kind of like a flash sale, seasonal sale, I guess is what they call it. You can get 10% off of ribbons and embellishments, 15% off of inks, and that includes the blends, and then 20% off of all paper. But you have to order it out of the annual catalog. So it's only the annual catalog that the annual sale is going on. So you can order any of the inks. Okay, you can order ink refills, ink pads. You can order any of the cardstock, any of the designer series paper, the embellishments and the ribbon. You can order the designer, did I say designer series paper? I think I did. Let's see, where is my, so that includes the specialty papers too, ladies, that you can save 20% on. I think it's also on the envelopes, but I'm not 100% sure. It does not include the bundles of inks. Okay, so like if you were to want to get the Stampin' Write markers collection, those do not count for the sale. Okay, it's the individual inks and markers, the blends. Okay, so, well, aren't you lucky, Charlene? I placed an order and it doesn't tell me it's going to be here until Monday. And I placed my order on Tuesday because it was my pre-order that I got. So as soon as I get my pre-order for the new product that's coming out in January, ladies, I'll do an unboxing. Okay. All right. Well, Anna, you have a happy Thanksgiving and good night to you. Thank you again for joining us. I do apologize again, ladies, for the markers were discounted. The Stampin' Right markers, Charlene, or were they the blends? I know the blends are on sale. Because those when I was flipping through the online store tonight. Happy Thanksgiving, Terry. All right, everybody. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you all, and I will have a fun video posted next week, and hopefully it won't be fuzzy, and it won't be cutting in and out. All right, until the 30th. The 30th is the 30th will be a recorded video for you because I have my Blue Star Mothers meeting that night. So yes, I will see some of you, many of you on Friday tomorrow. So we'll see you later, guys. Have a great evening. Bye.